E.N.D here, day 2 for the spoilers of Doctor Who. Leave me a comment. What do you think about this new Universes Beyond set? Honestly, I'm not a big fan of Doctor Who. It's not that I don't like it, but I never had the time to follow it. Anyway, let's start. And let's start with the Doctors. The first Doctor, one white and one blue. It's a 2-2. Enters the battlefield, search your library and or graveyard for a card named TARDIS, reveal it and put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle. Whenever you cast a spell with Cascade, put a +1/+1 counter on target artifact or creature. The second Doctor, 2-1 white and 1 blue, set to 4. Players have no maximum hand size. How civil of you. At the beginning of your end step, each player may draw a card. Each opponent who does can't attack you or permanents you control during their next turn. The third Doctor, 2-1 green and 1 blue, set to 2. Trample. Gets +1/+1 for each known creature token you control. When it enters the battlefield, create of your choice a clue token, a food token, or a treasure token. The fifth Doctor, 2-1 white and 1 blue, set to 2. Peaceful coexistence. At the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control that didn't attack or enter the battlefield this turn. Untap those creatures. The sixth Doctor, 4-1 green and 1 blue, it's a 3-3. Time Lord's Prerogative. Whenever you cast a historic spell, copy it, except the copy isn't legendary. This ability triggers only once each turn. The seventh Doctor, 3-1 white and 1 blue, it's a 3-6. Whenever it attacks, choose a card in your hand. Defending player guesses whether that card's mana value is greater than the number of artifacts you control. If they guessed wrong, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. If you don't cast a spell this way, investigate. The eighth Doctor, 4-1 white and 1 blue, it's a 4-4. Enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. Once during each of your turns, you may play a historic land or cast a historic permanent spell from your graveyard. If you do, it gains. If the spell would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. The ninth Doctor, for 1 blue and 1 red, it's a 2-4 with haste. Into the TARDIS. Whenever it becomes untapped during your untap step, you get an additional upkeep step after this step. The 11th Doctor, Mr. Matt Smith himself, for 1 white and 1 blue, it's a 3-2. I am talking. Whenever the 11th Doctor deals combat damage to a player, you may exile a card from your hand with a number of time counters on it equal to its mana value. If it doesn't have suspend, it gains suspend. For 2 generic mana, target creature with power 3 or less can be blocked this turn, can target himself. The 12th Doctor, 3-1 blue and 1 red, it's a 4-4. The first spell you cast from anywhere other than your hand each turn has Demonstrate. Whenever you copy a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on it. We saw the Doctors, now it's time for their companions. Donna Noble, for 3 and 1 red, it's a 2-4 with Soulbound. Whenever Donna or a creature it's paired with is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target opponent. Doctor's Companion. And if you don't know how to play Doctor's Companion, I did a tutorial explaining this particular mechanic, how it works. Jo Grant, for 2 and 1 white, she's a 3-2. Each historic card in your hand has cycle for 2 and 1 white. Whenever you cycle a card, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Doctor's Companion. Jamie McCrimmon, for 2 and 1 green, 2-2. Trample. Whenever you cast a historic spell, he gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the spell's mana value. Doctor's Companion. Ace Fearless Rebel, for 3 and 1 green, 2-2, Nitro 9. Whenever she attacks, you may sacrifice an artifact. When you do, put a +1/+1 counter on her. Then it fights up to 1 target creature defending player's control. Doctor's Companion. Tegan Jovanka, for 2 and 1 white, it's a 2-2. Braveheart. Whenever you attack, target attacking historic creature get +1/+1 and gains indestructible until end of turn. Doctor's Companion. Susan Foreman, for 1 and 1 green, 1-1. If you would planeswalk, instead look at the top 2 cards of your planar deck. Put one on the bottom of your planar deck and the other on top. Then planeswalk. Tap to add 1 green mana. Doctor's Companion. Perry Brown, for 3 and 1 white, 2-3. The first historic spell you cast each turn has Convoke. Doctor's Companion. Clara Oswald, for 6 generic mana, she's a 2-6, Impossible Girl. If she is your commander, choose a color before the game begins. She's the chosen color. If a triggered ability of a Doctor you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Doctor's Companion. As foretold, last reprinted in Wilds of Eldraine Enchanting Tales and will be again reprinted in Doctors Who. Ecstatic Beauty for 2 and 1 red sorcery. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play those cards until end of turn. Put 4 time counters on each of those cards that has Suspend. Suspend 4 for 1 red. Nano Gene Conversion for 3 and 1 blue sorcery. Choose target creature you control. Each other creature becomes a copy of that creature until end of turn, except it isn't legendary. Day of the Moon for 2 and 1 red Enchantment Saga. Chapter 1, Chapter 2 and Chapter 3. Choose a creature card name, then gout all creatures with a name chosen. Bigger on the inside. 3-1 red and 1 green Enchantment Aura. Enchant artifact or land. Enchanted permanent has tap. Target player adds 2 mana of any one color. The next spell they cast this turn has Cascade. Last but not least, Gallifrey Stands. 4-1 white and 1 blue, legendary enchantment. Enters the battlefield, return all Doctor cards from your graveyard to your hand. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a Doctor creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Then, if you control 13 or more Doctors, you win the game. So that was the last card for this particular day 2 of the spoilers of Doctor Who. Join me again tomorrow for more spoilers of this new Universes Beyond set. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.